You're staring at the wall at 11 p.m. The house is finally quiet, the dishes are soaking in the sink, and the silence should feel peaceful, but it doesn't. Instead, your heart rate is still hovering at 100 beats per minute. You didn't just finish a day of parenting, you just survived a siege. You yelled today. Maybe you slammed a door in frustration, or maybe you just shut down entirely, retreating into your phone while your child sat 3 feet away, waiting for a connection that you were, in that moment, biologically incapable of giving. We call it bad parenting. We call it a short fuse. We call it failure. But what if I told you that your reaction wasn't a character flaw? What if it wasn't a lack of love, but a perfectly functioning biological survival mechanism that is simply completely incompatible with the reality of a modern home? In this video, we aren't talking about tips or tricks. We're talking about the neuroscience of the parental hijack and why your brain is currently treating your toddler like an apex predator in the wild. Let's look at the machinery inside your head. When your child throws a tantrum, spills something for the 3rd time, or refuses to listen, your brain doesn't see a teaching moment. Your amygdala, the brain's ancient alarm system, sees a threat. In the wild, if a threat appeared, your body had 2 options, fight or flight. You either fought the predator to survive or you ran to safety. But in a 2026 living room, you cannot fight your child, and you certainly cannot run away. So what happens to that massive surge of adrenaline and cortisol? It becomes the parental shadow. When you are stressed by work, by the state of the economy, or by the relentless technical glitches in your professional life, your cortisol levels are already peaking. You are quite literally a dry forest waiting for a single spark. When your child drops their juice box, that isn't a mess, it's a match being struck. You aren't reacting to the juice, you are reacting to the cumulative pressure of being an adult in a world that demands you be perfect while you are secretly running on empty. Most parenting advice tells you to just be calmer. That is like telling a drowning man to just swim better. It is entirely useless because it ignores the biology of the moment. True mindfulness, the kind that actually changes the architecture of your brain, isn't about suppressing your anger. It is about witnessing it. The technique I use is called the physiological narrative. When you feel that heat rising, when you feel the physical urge to snap, don't try to stop the anger. Name it. Say it out loud, even if it is just a whisper to yourself. My amygdala is active. I am in fight or flight mode, and this is not about my child. By naming the sensation, you move the brain activity from the emotional amygdala to the prefrontal cortex, the logical, reasoning part of your human brain. You are effectively hacking your own biology to come back online. You are taking the driver's seat back from your nervous system. The biggest mistake we make as parents is trying to teach while our system is under fire. You cannot reason with a child when your own brain is in survival mode. It's like trying to program a computer while the power cord is being yanked out of the wall. So, here's the ironclad rule. Connect, then correct. If you're angry, the correction is invalid. It is not teaching. It is simply offloading your own internal stress onto someone smaller than you. Instead, use the 3-minute reset. When you feel the wall going up, step back. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Do not talk to the child. Do not explain the lesson. Just sit. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your lungs fill with air. This is the most high-stakes turning point of your day. It is the moment where you choose to rewrite the script of your family's future. You aren't just calming down, you are demonstrating to your child how a regulated human being behaves. You are teaching emotional intelligence through your own silence. Your child is not your project. They are not a canvas for your unmet dreams or a report card for your success as a person. They are a mirror. If you want to change what is reflected back at you, you have to change what is standing in front of the glass. You do not need to be a perfect parent. You just need to be a present one. And you cannot be present if you are constantly living in the future or the past. We carry the ghosts of our own childhoods, the fractures in our own history, and we project those onto our children every time we see them struggle with the things we struggled with. But you have the agency to stop that transmission. You have the power to say, I will not pass this anxiety down. I will not pass this frustration down.
The next time you feel the trigger, the next time the world feels like it is closing in, remember that you are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You don't just reflect the temperature of the room, you set it. Take that power back. Start by healing your own fractures, because when you're whole, when you're regulated, everything else in the house naturally falls into a state of peace. You are not a failure for feeling the weight of the world. You are just a human being who has been carrying too much for too long. Put the weight down. Breathe. Look at your child not as a source of stress, but as a person who needs you to be the calm in their storm. If this resonated with you, if you are tired of the myth of the perfect parent and ready for something real, something rooted in the actual science of how we work, keep following this journey. We are going to go deeper into the psychology of how we build these habits and how we sustain them even when life gets heavy. Subscribe, stay connected, and let's talk about the hard stuff in the next one. Parenting is hard, but it is also the only work that truly matters. You are doing better than you think. Keep trying.